Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Why wait for your tattoo when you want it now? You could take your design to a clean, sterile facility today. Wildside Tattoo and Piercing on Fairmont Avenue in Lakewood is ready to take your design today.
Take a ride on the wild side.
Or pick from over 100,000 designs. So stop by Wildside Tattoos on Fairmont Avenue in Lakewood and see designers Jerry or the returning Shane Anderson. Other artists and piercers are available. Walk-ins welcome, or for appointment, call 716-499-0464. Visit us online at wildsideny.com. Open Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. Saturdays, 1 p.m. to 11 p.m. Tell them Butch sent you. Have Jerry show you the badass ink they're doing for me. Wildside Tattoos and Piercing.
The Kawasaki Rock Win Roll event is going on now. Get 50 free MP3 downloads and the chance to win the Kawasaki vehicle of your choice. Just for stopping into Hector's 1200 East 2nd Street in Jamestown. You'll also get huge savings on select Kawasaki models, plus great financing. So head into Hector's 1200 East 2nd Street in Jamestown today. Kawasaki, let the good times roll. No purchase necessary. Sweepstakes ends September 30th, 2010. For official rules and details, visit www.kawasaki.com/RWR.
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius.
Real men of genius.
This 4th of July, we salute you, Mr. Backyard Bug Zapper Inventor.
Mr. Backyard Bug Zapper Inventor.
Not content to harmlessly repel insects with lotion, you discovered a way to fry them with electricity until their bodies explode.
Zap-kaboom.
Ah, the sounds of summer. Crickets chirping, birds singing, the blood-curdling scream of a moth having 700 volts of electricity shoot through its body.
Music to my ears.
Every night, a magical explosion of exoskeleton and insect goo that can only mean one thing. Summer's here.
Die, bugs, die.
So crack open an ice-cold Bud Light, Mr. June Bug Blaster, then sit back and watch the fireworks.
Mr. Backyard Bug Zapper Inventor.
Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, Cartersville, Georgia.
Man, I love those commercials, man. And now they're so in the culture, they're so in my head, that I can't see an idiot doing something stupid without actually hearing that voice in my head, you know, real man of genius. Because it's like it does. It comes right to my head. Like the other day, I'm driving over here to the studio. Remember that? We saw that guy.
That guy with the tiny little lawn?
Yeah, with the little yard, right? And it was like he's got a 10-foot by 10-foot patch of grass out there, and he's got one of those grass seed spreaders, you know, where you put the strap around your neck and you crank the crank and it flings the grass seed. He's got one of those things on in this 10 by 10 patch of dirt. And I'm thinking, that is like overkill, right? I mean, come on, you could have tossed a handful of seeds out there, for crying out loud. All I could think of was one of those commercials, you know? It'd be like, Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius.
Real men of genius.
Today we salute you, Mr. Strap-on Grass Seed Spreader Guy.
Mr. Strap-on Grass Seed Spreader Guy.
You won't let the size of your lawn keep you from the joy of using all things lawn care.
Gonna mow it with my rider.
Sure, you could have tossed a couple of handfuls of seeds out there in the lawn, but not if there's a tool that'll do it for you.
Wanna use my tool.
Oh, your neighbors are looking at you like you're crazy, and this is only step one. Wait till step 2, fertilization.
I've gotta spread the dookie.
So ignore those looks from your neighbors and smile at the thought that you've given a whole new meaning to the word strap-on.
Strap it on and spread it.
So crack open an ice-cold Bud Light, old Sultan of the Seed, and know that there's only 3 months of growing season left.
Mr. Strap-on Grass Seed Spreader Guy.
Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri. I love saying that. That is our newest sponsor, Anheuser-Busch Budweiser. I love it, because I am a Bud man. As a matter of fact, I actually have a question, because I've been technically soaking in Budweiser for like 20 years. Does that make me Beechwood aged? I think it does. I'm clean, I'm crisp, I'm refreshing. That's me. That's the show. Clean, crisp, refreshing. Butch Radio Roadshow, 1031 The Farm. Yeah, and that was a good morning right there from Chad Gray. I believe that's him saying good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Butch Radio Roadshow. And we are back in studio from Sturgis. We are so excited to bring you this great show. Like I said, we went out and found that the real story at Sturgis were the people attending it. And that was the bikers and the artists and the people who came from everywhere to enjoy the Black Hills, to party at Sturgis, the Black Hills Rally, the famed 70th anniversary of the Black Hills Rally. And that was the real story there. And we ended up talking to plenty of people. In fact, we started meeting people on the ride there. Just driving down the road, we were starting to stop. The closer you got to Sturgis, the more the truck stops would be filled with bikers types. You know, the less I stood out. The closer we got to Sturgis, the less I stood out. And it was cool because, you know, we had taken a little sidetrack, so we were running low on all our supplies by the time we got close to Sturgis. So we started, you know, taking our time at the truck stops, you know, looking for Butch-friendly tourists, you know, whatever. And we actually started meeting cool cats. And right off the get, we met this cool artist because I'm taking a look at this bike. The bike was really cool. It was a flag-painted bike, and, I mean, you could see the fabric of the flag, and that was amazing. I'd never seen anything done like that. And this is done with an airbrush, and you could, like I said, if you understand what I'm saying, when you could see the threads of the fabric of the flags, it was an impressive piece of art. And it was on a motorcycle, and I thought, man, I got to see the artist. And then out walks this hottie who owns the bike and is the artist. Very cool. So we actually got a card from her, and we hoped to hook up with her when we got to Sturgis, because like I said, we weren't even at Sturgis yet. And actually, we never ended up hooking up. We were on two different ends of the party at Sturgis and really never got to hang out. But we did get her on the phone. We did get an interview with her and find out about the cool airbrushes she does. That bike was actually done for a friend, in memory of a friend who had passed for a friend, that type of situation. And all of her artworks kind of got that kind of a story. And she's actually a cool chick, a great artist who makes her living with her artwork and helps other artists. And she got a few ways to help other artists out by getting their art online at certain websites and stuff. And she has all this information. And we got to talking to her. And what a cool chick. What a great story. What a great way to start our week at Sturgis, running into this cool hottie. Christy, the airbrush chick, right here on the Butch Radio Roadshow. So me and Christy never really got to hook up at Sturgis, but here she is on the phone. Christy, we didn't get to hook up there at Sturgis. Now, where were you at there?
I don't know if you remember, like, that three-way stop sign after you're leaving downtown Sturgis, and you see that house with the stripper pole and the pool and the trampoline out front?
Yeah.
That's where we were at.
Dang. We barely went down. Yeah, we went right by there at least 3-4 times. And, of course, the house she's referring to is the legendary bike builder Johnny Pag's place right there in Sturgis. Very famous house, lots of cool parties, cool people hanging out. Small town, right?
Very small, especially, you know, during Sturgis. But that's a great spot. I mean, there's so much action there. So we set up camp and messed around with people. And
Did you guys hook up with those people years before, or is that the first year? How'd you guys hook up with that?
Rob knew Johnny Pag when Johnny Pag got started before he got that house. So Rob went out to Cali to Corona, and since, you know, rest in peace, Johnny Pag. He passed away last year. So they still have that house up and running for people to rent rooms, and you have to be invited to be there, apparently. So Rob's known Johnny forever, and Rob Knievel shows up with his friends, and Rob's known all of them for maybe, I don't know, 7, 8, 10 years.
Wow, that's
I
cool.
think they've had the house for 10 years, so Rob's, you know, connections are with them. Every year we go visit. So there's a lot of fun over there.
Yeah, you know, the whole Sturgis is a big party like that. But you guys are on the corner.
Absolutely.
That's a hot corner to be on, man.
That's a real hot corner, because you've got full throttle, and there's just a lot of action, all the concerts that go out that way, and you've got Buffalo Chip.
You were at the Full Throttle in downtown, right? The one that's downtown. That's the one you were beside. But that Full Throttle that's out on the highway by Buffalo Chip, that big venue there.
That's Full Throttle Saloon.
Yeah.
The one that's way out past the park, past Johnny Pad's house.
Yeah. That's the one that we were across from. Was out there.
That's on all broken spokes out there, and you're saying monkey, what's that? Monkey what?
Monkey Rock.
Monkey Rock.
I
Yeah.
know, right? What a great name. But it was that's where that other concert series was. It was supposed to be at Glencoe, and the last minute, I guess they moved it from the Glencoe. So you guys stayed there that whole week right there and didn't even really have to go anywhere, huh?
No, unfortunately, we had some bike issues, but we got to ride a little bit, and it was a nice time.
Well, you know,
It
that's
was a
what
real nice time.
that's what I was saying about Sturgis, and you guys' place was just the same as where we were. You can kind of be in one place, and all of Sturgis will pass you by.
Right on.
Well, I wanted to actually, first of all, too, I wanted to tell the story, if we got a second, of just how I met you guys on the way to Sturgis, was very cool. Because,
Yeah, that was cool.
you know,
In the parking lot.
yeah, and it was in the, you know, just to stop on the way to Sturgis, and we were still lots of ways out. Well, we were still about over 100 miles away from Sturgis.
Right, near Rapid City.
Yeah, and it was funny because every place you'd stop, it'd be more and more people all heading to Sturgis, and you'd start the friendships off way out there. You know, people would start meeting people.
Absolutely.
And it became apparent to us that the people that were going there were as much of the story as anything else that was happening. That's kind of the story of the Black Hills Rally, if you ask me. And meeting you right off the get and the artwork, I was just amazed by the bike, and then finding out that I wasn't just looking at a really cool piece of art, a great bike, but that you were the artist right there. So it was really cool. Right off the get, I'm already meeting people like that, and it continued to be that kind of a week in Sturgis, to be honest.
Yeah, it's absolutely an amazing time. It was a lot of fun, especially on the way in, meeting people such as yourself, and that's when the magic starts. Absolutely.
Exactly. You know, and it just continued on from there, and I knew right away, if this is the kind of stuff I'm seeing on the way in, I'm in for a great week. And it was that kind of
You
week.
got it.
Now, we want to make sure that we get your stuff out there. We want to make sure people can see your stuff. They can go online. We actually found you at airbrushartists.org, which is a site you hipped us to, which artists might want to know about that, because there's ways on there and ways to get stuff online for free, right? You were telling us about that?
Yes, absolutely. It's free to start off. You can upgrade to a marketplace. Of course, you have to pay, but you can sell your work online, and it's, again, absolutely free, and it'll lead you to other links if you're into tattooing or metal sculpturing or beadwork, anything along those lines. It's a really open site for even suggestions as to new sites. So it's a pretty big community of artists that are on there. It's a little complicated to get started when you navigate, but once you start navigating, it's pretty simple.
Exactly, and
Absolutely.
we found you pretty relatively easy, and we're internet idiots. We have no idea what we're doing. And we found you relatively easily, and we also found you on Facebook, and we will now be friends on Facebook, and you can find her on my friend page, and I will be fans of her fan page, and you'll be able to find those links, I'm sure, right through my Facebook. I don't know the details how that works, but you'll be able to find us that way. And it's what we're trying to do is, with the Butch Lloyd Radio Roadshow, meet all these cool people and get their work out there and help people tell the story for upcoming artists, musicians, comedians, artists, all of it right here, Butch Lloyd Radio Roadshow. And we are with Christy of Christy's Airbrushes. And you are out of Ann Arbor, Michigan, correct?
Yes, in the Lower Michigan area. Have Brush will travel. So,
Obviously, we found you in Sturgis. Are you going to be at Bike Week?
I'm not sure. I'm in the process of regrouping, building a new pole barn in the back, and getting ready to throw down some pretty serious metal. So,
Very
Bike
cool.
Week is a possibility. I would love to make it to Bike Week. I've never made it to Bike Week. I've always been a Sturgis baby. So, we've spent like 7 years at Sturgis, which is like tops them all. But Bike Week, yeah, I'd like to experience that at some point. So,
Well, I just
are
know.
you going to be there?
You know what? We are going to go. We're going to actually go with the Cats. I hope to go with the guys who did the Rock and Rev at Sturgis, which was the series of concerts with Godsmack and Stone Temple Pilots and Alice in Chains, all that series of concerts. Those Cats are going to do it again at Bike Week, I think.